this time with not just with my bandana Tree of Life, but also with the nice, grandiose Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is basically destroying California right from underneath this. And we're going to come. No, we're not going to come. Actually, do you know what? It's okay to come. You can come on this channel. I actually encourage it. Because then how do we reproduce without all the coming? And yes. So we are going to actually touch upon a review of what's going on here with Timmy. Let's see. Now, I don't agree everything with what this guy says, but you know, he's good for what he is. So I agree. Yeah, so this is another reason why we're covering this episode, because Gavin Newsom actually did try to play tough guy, and it was absolutely hilarious. Absolutely freaking hilarious. And it's just you gotta love it when communists who are riddled with a bunch of freaking soy and say toxic masculinity try to act masculine. That is hilarious.
Yes. Remember Mel Gibson on South Park, where he was like, what are you going to do? I don't want to be too crass, so maybe I shouldn't get into it. But he was like, I can take it. Stick it in there. Come on. Is that what you think you're going to do? This is what I get from Gavin Newsom. Maybe they have the video. I don't know. Great. Where he's like, arrest me. Arrest me.
Give me 1 second. And also, dude, there is nothing more hilarious than a soy boy who's been coddled his entire freaking life because of his aunt, who's never needed to face any legitimate challenges. There's nothing more freaking fucking. All right, I'm not. Yeah, there's nothing more fucking hilarious than to see someone try to act tough and then cry when something is done about it. You know. Oh my god. This is why the Democrats need everybody to be basically castrated. The Democrats need everybody to be castrated because they need some mindless cult following, even if the cult is huge. They need to believe in this because they have nothing to fucking offer. They have nothing to fucking offer. Everything that they try to do to benefit the country, 47's already doing it. Oop.
can take it. So here's the video of Trump. Here you go.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it because I would do it. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
Wait, we're at a point where Trump sounds like he's doing a Trump impression. Right? Everyone knows the railroad.
I would do it if I were Tom. I think he's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's like, look, I like Gavin, but arrest him. It'd be hilarious. Just arrest him. It'd be funny. Great if you do it.
He swore an oath. It's not for his friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of.
Oh, 47. How can you not? I'm going to say his name. How can you not like Trump, man? That is hilarious. Yeah, he's a great fella. So great that I'd arrest his ass in a heartbeat because he's done such an amazing job with California. I mean, look at what he's done. How the state is in shambles. He's done fantastic. He's a great friend of mine, but he's a horrible governor. It's 47 is a legend.
Hi.
Hey Celeste, how are you?
you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
So what day is it? Day
Wednesday.
6 of the protests?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't kept count, but we're covering a couple of things. Newsom is basically trying to show his dick to the president.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows, and it's just hilarious. I love when communists, when these fucking commies try to act tough, because they'll talk a tough game, but as soon as you flick it back in their face and you show that you're not phased, then they run like a bunch of fucking bitches. I mean, like, this is why I gotta say we need to call these people bucks, because bucks have antlers and they can be aggressive when you go near them. But if they're not very territorial. One small move of intimidation, then they run.
Yeah.
These people are so fucking timid, but then want to think
Like, it would be great for.
but then want to act like that they can take anybody on. It's like, you guys talk a great game, but when push comes to shove, you cry like a bitch. And it's like, you know what? 47, and I'll just say it, Trump, he doesn't play that. When push comes to shove, he punches. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, he's an alpha. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's a bully. He's a piece of shit. Oh my goodness.
Well,
he's an ass. Like, oh yeah, you know
right
what?
now. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but let me tell you this, everybody. And you need to people need to understand this. That the founding fathers, I would say up until the 50, 60 years ago, everyone knew this. Assholes speak asshole. They don't speak nice guy. If you try to be cordial and soft and all to someone who's freaking aggressive, they're going to think you're a bitch and take your money and scram. And that's exactly what we've been dealing with for the past 30 years. We can call them rhinos. We can call them the uniparty, but let's call them for what they are. Let's call them bitches. I'm sorry, but even to a degree, this is controversial, but it not in many cases, but in some cases, I'm gonna say it. Reagan was kind of a bitch, but most definitely the Bushes were bitches. The Clinton was a bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
the son of a psycho white trash was a bitch. That's a code. I don't want to say his name because
I know what you're talking about.
the son of Satan, he's a he's a he's a fucking bitch. I mean, like, he's the reason why we're in this fucking mess. One of the main reasons, I should say. And now people are now not even acting tough. Well, they're acting tough towards Trump, and he's like saying, "Bring it on, you asshole! You ain't got shit on me." We need that.
Yeah.
We need that. I actually vote for. Okay, you want to know what I hope happens? I hope that the inverse of Reagan happens. You know how he was governor of California for like 4 to 8 years, then he became president?
Yeah.
I hope Trump becomes, after his presidency, becomes governor of California. You want to talk?
Interesting.
That could possibly be the next biggest move.
That would be cool, actually. I would vote for him.
Oh my god, the whole state would.
Yeah.
Besides the commies,
The Hollywood elite, yeah, and
the soy boys.
yeah, and the coastal elites, probably the boomer coastal expats elites. And yes, I'm an Xer, but I don't really identify with. I mean, I like my generation as a whole, but there's a sector that I just don't and never have identified with. There's a reason I was a loner. I'll put it that way.
Well, like I said, Xers, they were either innovative or they were like a conservative in their culture. Like this is how they basically fall, in my opinion, they basically fall into two categories. They're either post-boomer or they're proto-millennial. Like they're the millennial. Like they set the tone on how millennials were going to be. You know,
which I guess is true with every generation. I was actually, did you hear the news about Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys?
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah. It kind of got to me. Like, I didn't think that it would, because sometimes I hear about celebrities passing. It's like, oh, it's too bad, but they had a long life, a successful career, and hopefully they were.
He's a legend. I mean,
not in the cult, but but and he's a California legend too. And of course, being born and raised in California, it's, and I remember his songs growing up. I was.
Oh, they were always.
A lot of his hits were coming out when I was just a toddler, so.
But the Beach Boys were always in competition with the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
They were always in competition for like who's the best band, and it's always Beach Boys and Beatles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess they resented. I don't know if Beach Boys resented the Beatles, but there's it's kind of like, the Beach Boys were the ones that were, I guess the spotlight was on them, but the Beach Boys, but then the Beatles came and they kind of stole their thunder, I guess.
Yeah, but the Beach Boys, I would say, were like the proto Beatles.
Oh yeah.
Like they were the American Beatles, to be honest.
And they had great music. I mean, it's especially being,
Animal Sounds, that album killed.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's very nostalgic for me to hear their music. I mean, there was a time when it was kind of like uncool to be into the Beatles because, they sort of represented the preppy, white bread, preppy guy, or preppy girl culture.
Yeah. The
So,
the
yeah,
poppy, the
it's
poppy.
cool, but but I always like their music though, and I always, it I mean, my dad wasn't, neither of my parents were big Beach Boy fans, but I remember listening to the songs, on the radio or at a party or wherever, and I always enjoyed it. It's feel good music. It's very uplifting. Very,
Yeah,
it really does. It's good vibes, and it has that beachy California energy, that classic.
yeah. That classic surf,
Yeah,
that surf rock.
I know. I know. So it did, like, it did hit like when I heard that. And I did meet him once. I mean, it was briefly. I think
Oh
it was,
wow.
well, I didn't really talk to him, because
Well,
he was,
you interacted with him like, oh, say, hey, oh, hi, hello there.
yeah, I was kind of shy actually, and he was kind of just to himself. Like, I wouldn't have known who he was, honestly, but it was pointed out by my um voice, my opera voice coach at the time. Her name was Rose
Mm-hmm.
Sinerkia. Yeah. And I remember, I think she was doing a production, and I went to go see her and someone else. And I don't remember if, yeah, I think her daughter in law was there and her husband. And then he was in the crowd, but he was by himself. And I wish that I spoke to him more, but of course I was always kind of shy. And when somebody, you don't want to invade someone's space, I mean, if they're,
Yeah.
because I don't know him, and I wouldn't have known who he was anyway. But they pointed out, like, oh, that's Brian Wilson from the Beatles, or he was in the Beatles or something.
Or
And
the Beach Boys.
yeah, or yeah, Beatles. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Beach Boys. Thank you. So that's kind of how that was.
They
But
are the American Beatles, so I can understand why.
yeah, yeah. But
Plus, Brian Wilson is a very British name.
yeah. But yeah, but I remember that. It was just very brief, and it was like hi and bye kind of thing. Yeah. But
Oh.
that's a little fun fact about that. It was nothing. It wasn't anything earth shattering. It was just like, oh, okay, that's him. that he was in the Beach Boys, and there he is right there.
Yeah, I guess when you're young, you really don't know like the impact or
Hmm.
of who someone is.
Well, I wasn't that young, but I was younger than I am now, obviously, but I was probably in my late 20s, honestly. But I mean, but it was, yeah, it was cool. It was just like, oh, okay. But he was so low key, like you wouldn't even know who he is. He just looked, you know, um, like just any other person in the crowd. Like you honestly wouldn't have even known.
Yeah,
Um,
there are a lot of great there are a lot of great musicians and frontmen who steal the spotlight when they're on stage,
mhm.
but when they're off stage, it's like, you don't know who they are. They're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Plus, the Beach Boys, I mean, like they had a good run. And of course, their music is everlasting. It'll always be in the spheres.
oh yeah.
However, they themselves as a band and stuff, I mean, they kind of became their own cover band, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but it's sort of like, because they were performing at in Santa Cruz a lot, like at the boardwalks. So it's like they went from being mega stars to just being your local band, really,
Yeah. They were the Beach Boys were the cover band of the Beach Boys.
As weird as that sounds, yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I know.
Oh, nice cover band of the Beach Boys. That's actually that actually is the Beach Boys. Oh shit. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's oh man. That's no
That's the best way I could put it.
no shots were meant to be fired, but I mean, like, but that deserves a little bit of a roasting, because come on, that's just comical.
But no, I really like their music. I really do. Like it really, in fact, I'm gonna play it after the show just because, it's
We
it's
can
very-
play it. We can play it. We can do a little celebratory video after
Okay,
after the
okay,
show.
yeah.
I know
Yeah,
where it's
no,
going to be,
no,
oh,
it's
copyright.
excellent. I think they
Copyright.
were underrated. They were underrated actually. They really were as a group. And their music was underrated.
Yeah, and it's really funny how even even the Turtles, I know they're considered as a one-hit wonder because of Happy Together.
Yeah.
But I listened to a couple of their other stuff, and it's like, actually, this is not shabby. They're like, they are a little, how should I say it? A little Beach Boys-esque. They're not, they have their own little spin to it. Because they too started off as like a surf rock group, and then they dabbled a little bit with the poppy feel good stuff, and then that's what ended up getting them big.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, on to some darker snaz.
For Gavin Newsom, if he was arrested, if Trump arrested him.
Yeah. He's got arrest.
Pardon me?
You know who he's got arrest?
Let me play the clip for
Hold on. Karen Bass.
Oh, yeah.
That's who you got to arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's burnt down the city twice now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's listen to this.
She's been here 10 years.
How fitting her name is Karen.
Oh,
And she is burning down things.
wow.
The fear, the horror.
The
The
self-righteousness.
hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing?
Dude, you were the fucking mayor of San Francisco. San Francisco went from the place to be to now no one lives there anymore.
Yeah, it's like
It's an enlarged ghetto. It's a ghetto town now.
yeah, when you go on Market Street, it's just a slew of homeless people and just people on drugs or into other riffraff or prostitution. I mean, you name it. It has all kinds of
You
very
motherfuckers.
depressing. I hate going there.
You motherfuckers.
And
You
there's shit on
turned
the sidewalk.
turned the hippie capital, one of the biggest party places, one of the most freedom fighting or free Yeah, the most freedom fighting places. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. I know your hedonism and all that stuff, but it was like the place to be where you can be yourself. It was like Las Vegas 2.0 without the gambling shit. It was Sin City 2.0. It was fun. It was everyone was if you were homo, who cares? We welcome you. If you are a trippy, rebellious person, we welcome you. If you're weird, we welcome you. And it was so much fun, even in the early mid 2000s when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a shithole. No one lives there anymore. Come at me, tough guy. Yeah, you ain't tough, you bitch.
Yeah, I remember my brother used to live on North Beach when he was in his early 20s. He worked on he worked in construction, and he had a nice apartment down there too. Him and a friend of his, John.
Oh, they were stationed in SF?
Oh yeah, North Beach too, which is a nice area. And I used to go visit every so often. I loved it. Oh my, and I used to go, it was near the wharf actually. And
I know where that is.
And it was fun. It really was fun. Of course I had a sad experience. It was very bittersweet. But that's beside the point. But it was kind of anyways. But no, it was beautiful there. But it's so sad to go to SF now because I remember what it was versus what it's become when I go there. And there's still some parts of San Francisco that's cool. I'm
downtown is still tolerable. Like Haight-Ashbury is still tolerable.
Mm-hmm.
And
they have museums and they have, but that mall.
Yeah, if you're near the De Young Museum,
mm-hmm.
if you're anywhere near then those are like the cool areas, but anywhere beyond that is.
Oh yeah, it's sketchy. It's very riffraff. It's really sad. And it was such a beautiful, just classy city. It was one of the coolest places to be.
Oh, there were tons of movies that even settled in San Francisco. There was All Dogs Go to Heaven, even though that was a cartoon. You had George of the Jungle. You had Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry was set in I think the first Dirty Harry movie with Clint Eastwood was settled in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many great movies and so many other places and bands that just loved San Francisco. It was like North Bay LA.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's it's just all dead.
Shit. Yeah, it's a shithole. I mean, minus certain areas, but it's just become a real shithole. It's sad.
Oh, even the good areas because of the riots, and now the Great Mall is now the riot because of the riots and shit. Now the Great Mall is completely closed.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of mall. Yeah, there's another mall. I think it was on Market Street that closed down too. A lot of those shops closed down.
The one with the skating rink, I remember that.
Yeah.
That mall was shut down. I remember shopping there actually a few years ago.
Yeah, it was a nice place too.
It was an amazing mall. I loved that place.
It's really unfortunate what happened. I mean,
see, this is why right here, and vote blue no matter who. Ugh. Well, let me tell you this, you fucking assholes. You are the reason why we can't have nice things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You bunch of bitches.
These guys need to grow up. They need to stop.
Grow up? What does that mean?
And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Well, I love the idea that kind of bloviating is exhausting, but this kind of bloviating, that's the stuff you want.
I got to be honest. From the way he was saying, "Arrest me, Tom. Come on."
Aging is something that has multiple components to it, and one of the biggest components is what I.
Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear your advertisements. That's.
I feel like he's into it, like in the wrong kind. You know?
It'll help his campaign.
Well, I don't mean that.
For him.
I think he's looking at Tom, being like, "That's the kind of guy I want to cuff me."
Oh, boy.
Well, we know, okay, so we know that Gavin Newsom is Eskimo Brothers with Junior.
Yes.
Because Gavin Newsom used to be married to Kilmer Guilfoyle,
Yeah.
right? Who's now the ambassador to Greece. So
I did not expect that. Shots fired, Tim.
That's great. That's a good one.
There's some. I want to say something, but it's like a. F got tree going on there, possibly.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty given that
It sounds so much dirtier now when you put it like
but
that.
it's true.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much a given that any political figure has got to be a pervert behind closed walls, and that's not kink shaming. But
Come on, Tom. I can take it. Arrest me.
You know he would love to be handcuffed and that hair carefully lost, a little bit of a broken lip.
It would be the best thing for his.
Do you know what? I think they're onto something. I think. I honestly think that Newsom does. Do you think that he likes being chained up? If you know what I mean, and whipped. Does he like a little bit of that beat? Does he like some? What the fuck was that? What was that movie called? Does he like some whatever shades
50
of gray?
Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Gray.
Yeah.
Does he want Trump to go 50 Shades of Gray on his ass? Kind of sounds. Sounds kind of hot. Ooh, Newsom, you dirty bastard.
For his career.
It's just
year.
Yeah.
It's just the oh no, don't, like, we get it, Gavin. You want him to arrest you.
You know what I think it is? I think he's seen the same numbers everyone in this room has, and he sees his path to the nomination in 2028 is not as clear as he imagined it would have been.
Yeah.
I see all the polls I've seen him shockingly.
I said this earlier, and I'll say it again, but because of the fuckery that happened in his first term and the stolen election, and it's been proven that it was stolen, he's going to be granted a third. So that's not happening.
Of all the Democrats, he polls the worst, which you would think because he's so slick that he'd do well, and it's not flying.
Well, I think they should arrest him, but not for this. They should, like,
cuff me, Daddy Trump. Oh, cuff me.
If Tom Homan came out and said, "Okay, Gavin, we're gonna come in and we're gonna execute a warrant. Have you arrested? How's that sound?" And then Gavin's like, "Okay, come do it." Then they should go through his personal belongings and then arrest him like a drug charge or something, like totally unrelated.
Wait, can we say something else though? He saw what happened that getting arrested did for Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's just playing the same. He's like, wait a minute, if it worked for Trump, it'll work for me.
It'd be great for his podcast.
Yeah. They still have it? They're still doing it?
I don't know. But like,
no one listens to your podcast, and Gavin, nobody fucking does.
they should arrest him, but do it totally in secret. So he gets no publicity.
perp walk.
No perp walk.
Like with Epstein,
and then they could deny it. Just throw him away for a while and say, I don't know where he went.
Or they can arrest him and charge him with something absolutely insane related to, like, just
try to overturn the election.
Something ridiculous. You know what I mean? Where
I want to see where that I thought they were going to show. I honestly thought they were going to show that I thought they were going to show that clip. You're like, oh, come after me. It's like, sheesh. Where is that? Where's that clip? It was so fucking hilarious.
Who are you?
I'm Billy Eichner.
And okay, all right.
It's the weirdest video. Gavin Newsom is like, "Come arrest me, Tom."
This video.
It's the weirdest video. Gavin Newsom is like, "Come arrest me, Tom. Come arrest me," and it's like one of those really awkward things where it's like, "Dude, stop! I'm not gonna arrest you." But Trump.
Damn, I can't find it. But whatever.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to look for Gavin Newsom, that clip of Gavin Newsom saying that. Because it was.
Is it this one?
Oh, no, not. Come arrest me. Gavin. Yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm talking that because that shit was so fucking cringe. It was so cringe. And oh.
Is this
Here,
it? Oh.
Yeah. Wait. Oh my God.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful here. You know, I don't waste time, and I definitely don't waste money. I joined Start Engine.
Governor Gavin Newsom is reacting to threats by President Trump that he could be arrested if he interferes with ICE arrests of undocumented immigrants. The governor spoke to NBC News yesterday.
This is what they're talking about here.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
The governor and other Democratic leaders warned of possibly more violence if the federal immigration arrests continue. However, the Trump administration says immigration operations will go on in Los Angeles.
You know.
So anti-ICE rioters in LA blocking the highway.
Oh shit. Okay, Tom Hammond responds to Gavin Newsom dare to arrest him. No one
and setting fire to the city.
Oh, I didn't see
in protest
this.
of Trump's administration's illegal immigration crackdown.
Jonathan Hunt is live outside of the Metro Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Like, do you know what? There is nothing more hilarious than a fucking bitch acting all tough, because you know as soon as Trump really goes after his ass, he's gonna cry wolf and say, "Oh, he's a dictator." It's like, dude, we have footage of you saying, "Come after me."
That's me. Yep.
He's actually doing something. Yeah, because you ain't fucking doing shit.
With the latest, Jonathan.
Ainsley, Lawrence, Brian, good morning to all of you once again. Yeah, we're outside the Metropolitan Detention Center right here in downtown LA. Still a very tense scene on the streets here. You can see the police cars lined up as they are at various intersections all around downtown LA right now as a result of what we have witnessed over the last few days. It all began, of course, on Friday with those ICE raids targeting illegal immigrants. That sparked the initial protests that we saw here. And then on Saturday, there was even more protest sparked by ICE activity in the city of Paramount. That's about 25 miles south of downtown LA. And with the protesters then clashing with federal agents, President Trump said he would call in the National Guard, federalizing members of the National Guard here in California and sending them to LA. By Sunday morning, they were on the streets of LA in their hundreds. And
wow.
Okay.
In other news, a 2025 DOGE inspired initiative is causing a stir with the
thousands.
Let me tell you this. What other country permits this?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me any other country that permits the burning of the flag of citizens burning the flag of the country they live in.
protesters turned out to greet them. That's when things
I mean, like, I'm not outraged. I mean, like, burn the flag if you want.
Yeah,
but
that's
but
the flag that feeds you. And
but I mean, like, and I understand if you're a foreigner and you live outside of the country, or if you feel like the country is not to your interest, and it's not for the people, even though it is supposed to, then I understand. I was contemplating.
Yeah, if you're in another country doing it, whatever. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I
But
mean,
if
I
you're
would.
doing that on U.S. soil as a demonstration against the citizens there and the nation there, and I mean, I'm not pro-government or anything, but if it's a FU to the president, that ain't cool. That ain't right. And yeah, there's consequences for that, or there should be.
The only time I will say "f you" to the president is if he is not putting America first.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would say I said "f you" to the previous president because he basically put China first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
of
he
course,
everybody but us first.
yes, and
Yeah,
so
fuck him, absolutely.
so if the country is if the president is selling the country out to foreign affairs, then I will burn the fucking flag because might as well, because it's not its own country anymore. It's just an extended version of another country.
Yeah.
So then that makes sense. But if it's trying to be its own sovereign state and country, and people are coming here for the benefits because of the sovereignty, then that's bullshit to burn the flag.
Oh yeah, of course.
Context matters, okay?
Yeah.
Turned, of course, extremely violent. We saw the American flag burned. We saw Waymo, which are the
Argentina?
Wait,
are you fucking joking? They're waving Argentina flags. So it's not even just Mexican. This is fucking South American. You can't be serious.
We saw Waymo, which are the robo taxis, the self-driving taxis that are a common sight on the streets of LA, set on fire. At least 3 of them, very close to the 101 freeway, which was completely shut down in both directions for a time because of those thousands.
You motherfuckers come from third world countries where the fucking government is not even functional, and you're coming here for a better life, and you are shitting on the country that actually helps you out, but you're pissed that it's kicking you out for cheating, basically.
Thousands of protesters. They were met with smoke grenades, tear gas, and some rubber bullet rounds fired.
Dare to struggle. Oh my god, and it's a bunch of fucking white liberals. Dare to struggle. Yeah, you guys don't struggle. I'm sorry.
Did you see I
Lauren,
forget what his first name is, but his last name is Salinas. He has an account on Instagram, but he's a Mexican American, and he's been following this. And on Craigslist, there was an ad. There was an ad on Craigslist offering anywhere from $6,000 to about $13,000 to protest. I don't remember if it specifically said this riot, but yeah. So you know what? They are getting paid.
This is a job. So this is basically a campaign. This is a campaign.
They're not doing this because, oh my God, they're passionate and believe in it. They're getting paid.
So, which is a campaign, basically. They're campaigning on the behalf of foreign interest.
Yep.
Which is the definition of treason.
Yeah.
And Trump is the treason is the one committing treason. Go fuck yourselves.
Enforcement. The LAPD was on scene heavily on Sunday, having been criticized for a slow response on Friday. And President Trump said, having sent the National Guard in here, he would be perfectly willing to send a lot more troops if necessary. Here's the president.
What is the bar for sending Marines?
What I think it is, I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
Not gonna lie, with that kind of mic in his texture and his accent, he sounds like Kennedy.
Yeah, he does. I always thought he kind of did.
We're gonna have a law and order.
Yeah.
Law and order is going to prevail. We're making the United States America great again. Yeah, that's very Kennedy.
Secretary, we got to see what we need. We'll send whatever we need to make sure there's law and order.
Wait, are we getting this?
Come on.
Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom wrote in protest to the president and also posted on X saying, quote,
Newsom, did you not see the outlet of your fucking state? How everywhere besides the coastal areas voted Trump? Do you not understand that California is becoming solid red, and it could be solid red by the next voting round?
Mm-hmm.
It actually could, in the next 1 or 2 years, when it's time to vote for a new governor, it could actually flip red.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, I have formally requested the Trump administration rescind their unlawful deployment of troops in Los Angeles County and return them to my command. I think the answer we can safely say to that is going to be a flat no from President Trump. He, in fact, has indicated he is willing to keep the National Guard here and bolster their ranks for up to 60 days if he feels it is necessary. I can also tell you guys, there is another protest plan to gather in Grand Park, just a couple of blocks from where I am right now, at 11 a.m. local time today. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time. So those protesters are not letting up either. This is going to remain an extremely tense situation on the streets of Los Angeles. Lawrence Ainsley, Brian?
Jonathan, any sense of how many of these protesters are illegals? Do you get the sense that this is illegals trying to stay here, or do you think it's just people creating anarchy?
I think you have a complete mixture of all of those things. Frankly, Brian, I think a lot of illegal immigrants would not be showing up to these protests simply because of the danger they would face of arrest. I think what you have are a lot of supporters of those illegal immigrants, a lot of pro-immigration activists, and then as the LAPD chief, Jim McDonnell himself.
And look, people need to understand that there is no Trump supporter with half of a fucking brain that is anti-immigration outright. They are anti-illegal immigration.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a little bit of backstory here. I remember this was almost a year ago, maybe like 6-7 months ago. But I can hear the dog purring in the background. But Here, I'm gonna say that that's cute though. Someone we had a guy, a drummer who said that his family were illegals, and he played the victim on us, the victim card on me, and he said, well, you're white, and you came, you don't know what it is to be illegal, to be an immigrant. You grew up here, this. It's like, dude, my what are you talking about? I'm an immigrant. You don't pull that shit on me. And it's true. I was not born in the United States. I was born in Greece. I was born a dual citizen, yes. However, I didn't even step foot into the US up until I was like 3 years old. And so, yes, I am an immigrant, but I came in illegally. My grandparents were immigrants. They came in legally. They came in to work. They didn't sneak. They happily showed their fucking papers. Our guitarist, or our former guitarist, Shaha, that is his name. He's a first generation immigrant. Totally did his papers. Now he's a legal citizen. He's not losing his shit. He's an outright Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know what's fucking so no one,
him and his family, yeah,
him and his family are fucking Trump supporters, and it's not because of their white privilege or whatever the fuck it is. They did. I remember when I first met Shahar. He barely spoke English. He was still taking classes, but now he's a lot better. He did his test, and he's happy to be an American citizen.
Right.
You don't know, well, your parents were this. Yeah, I'm an immigrant. I'm maybe not a first generation, but a second generation immigrant. Yes. So I didn't need, so you can't pull that shit on me.
Mm-hmm.
I did it the right way, and there are so many people who did it the right way. If you are crying knowing that you did it the wrong way and you went through the back door, then do you know what? Yes, you deserve to be escorted. Do it the right way, and we have no fucking problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's what rules are for. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, because Garen fucking teed. If I went to, how the fuck would Mexico be if I wanted to move to Cabo and just like, I'm just settling here. Where are your papers? Do you have any purpose here? Nah, I just like the weather. I like the weather. I like the culture here. I'm going to stay in Cabo. They're going to kick my ass out immediately. Mm-hmm. As they should. That's what all fucking, how fucking spoiled are you? How entitled are you to fucking say, oh, well, you're racist because you're kicking us out this is this, that, and the third, and you're making all these fucking excuses to stay here and to cheat. Meanwhile, you're gonna
have to do paperwork. You're gonna have to pay money. Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay your fucking taxes.
Money.
Oh,
you're gonna have to pay, to for those papers and go through whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
try
they're gonna
that.
Want a lot of money out of you. Which I mean.
Well, they need to know you need to be living there for quite a while and pay your taxes to show on a green card to show that you are contributing to the country.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're a fucking leech. The U.S. the U.S. is a stupid fuck country, yet you want to bum off of it. You are so fucking, how fucking retarded and stupid are you to fucking say, you know, capitalism is all bad, this, that, and the third, but you want to make businesses, and you also say, fuck you, give me money. No, go fuck yourself. Anybody who thinks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Self-said.
Yeah.
You too, you fucking spoiled white trash, you know, bougie fucks. I would say deport the white lib shits. Deport them. Deport them.
Yeah, that would be something I would be behind because they have a lot of hatred for, you know, they're the one causing the most problems out of everyone, you know, I mean, and instigating a lot of this shit.
All right, it's like, okay, well, this country is ass, and Mexico is a lot better. We need to side with Mexico. Okay, move to Mexico then, you white lib shit. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want your money.
Yeah, if it's so great in a communist country, and if you want that so badly, and you think that's just the ideal, there's plenty of places to go to.
All these commies are all in gated communities. They're just in we're gonna go to after this, a little bit of after this video, we're gonna go
love it or leave it, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to another video.
You have a lot of people who have very little to do with the cause of immigration, but are here simply because this is, in the words of the LAPD chief, what they do. They turn up for these protests and riots. They turned up for the George Floyd protests and riots. They've turned up for the anti-Wall Street protests and riots. And according to the police chief, they see a lot of the same faces turning up.
What if you can install this dead simple trading system and start making $200 to $700 a day in 20?
Organizing here, and according to the police chief, they are the ones engaging in most of the violence over the last few days. Brian?
Well, yeah, because there was never any consequences. Thanks, Jonathan. In 2020, they never got arrested. There was no criminal prosecution. They were applauded. Exactly. So you got the same people showing up to every movement with the keffiyehs, yet again, the same people that market in the middle of the street. You got the COVID masks that are on as well. And they say they're afraid of the police, remember, but they're throwing bricks at them. They're setting stuff on fire. This doesn't look like people that are afraid of the police. These are people that feel.
This is why, in my opinion, there should be this is my opinion, you shouldn't need a license for a sidearm, because can you imagine if people were armed, who the fuck, if locals were armed in Los Angeles, do you even think once that this shit would be going on?
Right.
In power. This is why the president has to crack down and deal with it. Gavin Newsom has had years to deal with these people, and they've been free to do whatever they want. And now the hammer is being dropped.
Well, it's the Democrats that have demonized ICE agents, called them fascists. And so the individuals hear that, they go out and protest. It doesn't make sense. You would think that the governor would want federal agents or troops, National Guard, to be sent in to help his police officers, because the LA police chief said, we're overwhelmed. They're using cinder blocks and hammers. They're throwing these at our cars and at our police officers. That we've even had liquid, who knows what, thrown at our officers. They shut down the 101 freeway. You can't do that.
Meanwhile, it's become mini Mexico. That's why the flags, these people are proud of it. They don't understand that it's hurting their cause, but they're not thinking about that.
And now Gavin Newsom wants to sue Donald Trump.
Right.
That's supposed to come down today.
It's true. Yeah, Newsom wants to sue the president. He wants to.
What a fucktard. What a gruesome fucktard he is.
Okay, Newsom, where are you getting that money? Do you also know that a vast majority, even though Biden won California, even though it was called, if you look back at the numbers, Trump won California.
Mm-hmm.
You fuckers called it early because out of fear.
He's trying to stop. Yeah, he's trying to stop the whole presence of the National Guard.
So violent anti-ICE protests raging across L.A., burning U.S. flags, setting cars on fire, and throwing rocks at the police to protest the arrest of illegal migrants, including child abuse and murder suspects. But California Democrats like Kamala Harris, Mayor Karen Bass, and Governor Newsom.
So Camel Toe says it's part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division.
Whatever.
Fucking gaslighting right there.
Gaslighting. Yeah.
What we're seeing what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is proving by the these people are acts of a dictator.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest.
Yeah.
Are blaming the Trump administration for the chaos. Border Czar Tom Homan joins us now. So, Tom, you've been leading these operations. And so instead of criticizing the people that are attacking our agents, you got Gavin Newsom, who has called for you to arrest him, and you got Maxine Waters, who is going after the National Guard. Why?
Los Angeles is, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, and you fucking commies and Bay Area bitch fucks are not going to like when I say this, but Los Angeles is going to flip red after this. Los Angeles is not going to be blue anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not after this shit.
Watch this.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn, but I care about my community. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting.
Sorry to be so cruel.
There's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quitting the.
Arrest me.
No one is scared of you, Newsom. No one is scared of you.
Laughable. Wow.
What are you going to do? You going
What
to
a
shoot some kid?
dweeb.
He's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot.
Oh, is that Maxine Waters?
Wait, what? Wait,
The one talking.
You going to shoot some kid? He's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight.
Is that Maxine Waters? It
why
sounds like
you're in my
Maxine
city.
Waters.
You did.
Did he?
The governor was not contacted.
Tom, what's your response?
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm gonna steal this from Jericho Green, and we're gonna spoiler, we're gonna play we're gonna cover his input about this. Yeah, he calls her one of the things is like he calls her, and I think this is so fucking cruel, is James Brown's stunt double.
Yeah, I like it. That's great.
Oh my god, black folks are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's just ridiculous. That reporter from SMBC, he's a joke. He's a dishonest reporter. What we discussed was, for those protesters that cross the line, I've said it many times, you can protest, you get your First Amendment rights. But when you cross that line, you put hands on an ICE officer, or you just.
By the way, Maxine Waters literally sounds like Grandpa Simpson.
Destroy property. or I says that you're impede law enforcement or you're knowingly harboring, concealing illegal alien, that's a crime. And the Trump administration is not going to tolerate it. You cross that line, we're going to seek prosecution in the Department of Justice. Then the reporter asked me, well, could Governor Newsom or Mayor Bass be arrested? I said, well, no one's above the law. If they cross the line and commit a crime, absolutely they can. So,
nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. Remember that shit, Democrats? Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. Convicted felon. Well, you're right. Nobody is above the law. Oh, but when the gun is pointed at you, then it's racist. You bitch. Y'all a bunch of bitches. And just like every bitch, bitches, they get fucked by the dicks. Pussies get fucked by dicks all the time, you pussies.
there was no discussion about arresting Newsom. And so, what he's done, he's failed that state. He waited 2 days of that city burning and people getting hurt, officers being assaulted before he made any declaration of an unlawful assembly. He's late to the game. President Trump isn't late to the game. Men and women are not late to the game. And let's make this clear. I keep hearing this term ICE raids, ICE raids. What happened with how this riot started is that ICE was serving a series of criminal warrants at a business being investigated for money laundering, customs fraud, and serious violations on sending money to criminal cartels that in Colombia and Mexico that fund criminal cartel activities in the United States. It's a part of an overall conspiracy that ICE is investigating. So we're arresting bad people. We were enforcing laws and following up on a serious criminal investigation on cartel financing. So that's exactly what ICE did. And ICE took a lot of bad people off the street that day. We arrested a sexual predator, arrested gang members, arrested somebody that had an armed robbery conviction. So we made LA safer. The men and women at ICE.
So let me get this straight. You lefties fucking want big daddy government. You love big government, right? And then when big government does its job, you say fascism. Get rid of it. We're oppressed. Fascism. We need to get rid of these. You guys are fascists. You're the enemy of the people. But I thought you said that the government knows best. Which one is it, you idiots? Are you for big government? Because this is light government, but with big government action. Oh God.
The men and women of the Border Patrol made LA safer that day, but you're not hearing any of this. All you hear is a rhetoric about ICE being racist and ICE being Nazis and terrorists, and Governor Newsom feeds that. Just like Hakeem Jeffrey feeds it, that he's going to unmask ICE agents. And the members of Congress who keep feeding this rhetoric, they're the ones that are causing this riot because they don't listen to the truth about what the men and women at ICE are doing. We're keeping our promise to American people to make these streets safe again. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're not going to stop doing it.
Tom, who gave the stand down order from the LAPD when your federal agents were being surrounded? And you know the call. You were a local cop before you were a federal agent. When a cop says officer assist across the radio that they're surrounded, everyone in the surrounding area is supposed to respond. So who told the LA cops not to respond?
Well, the LA police chief, he works for the mayor of Los Angeles. That's Karen Bass. And they were delayed. They were very delayed in responding to the call for assistance. Like I was here. And they had over 1,000 protesters at the federal building and they breached it several times. Luckily, they were able to push them back. And that put the officers at great risk. It put the detainees that we had in custody at great risk. So again, this is just a false narrative being pushed by the left and being pushed by even members of Congress about the men and women of ICE being Nazis and terrorists and that we're out arresting innocent women and children. Everybody we arrested, everybody we're looking for, they got a final order removal. They've had the due process. That's what they keep shouting about. They demand due process. They had the due process. A judge, a federal judge, has ordered them removed. Our job is to execute that order, right? So you got Congress who made the laws that we're following. You have a judge that orders them removed. So we're executing removal orders. ICE is doing the job that American people want them to do. We're making America safe again, one illegal criminal at a time, and that's what we're doing in LA.
So, Tom, the travel ban is set to go into effect today. Over a dozen countries are on that list, including Venezuelan nationals. Tell me about this travel ban. What is it going to do to stop the travel coming across this country to illegal immigrants?
Not a travel ban is stop the travel. It's to stop another T word, but sounds like chur, starts with chur, tra, but is followed with an F.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, before I got that, let me just mention this. God bless President Trump for sending the National Guard. The National Guard here to protect property, protect life, protect our officers, and protect civilians. You've seen the video. This city's burning. It's out of control because of the weak leadership of Democrats here in the state and frankly, in the United States Congress. So I salute President Trump for sending the National Guard to protect life and property. And the travel ban is exactly what it should be doing. In the countries that are being targeted on this, do not do proper vetting before the issue visas come to this country. This is about protecting America, right? We spent 4 years, got over 2 million known gotaways. How many of them came from?
So what? Iran, Libya, Chad. Semi-restricted. Well, Cuba and Haiti, these areas over here, the Central and the Latin and South America, I mean, like semi-restricted because, I mean, they bring in some of their best, not all of them, especially Haitians. Jesus Christ. But yeah, wow.
Terrorists, our country that sponsors terrorism, we don't know. President Trump has taken every step possible to protect this nation from a terrorist attack and from other criminal activity that crosses our border and comes into the visa program. So this is simply making these countries step up and doing the right thing. When you send someone and give someone a visa come and they enter the United States, we want proper vetting done before they come here. That's what this is about.
Tom, I got only a few seconds left, but I got to get your reaction to Kilmar Obrego Garcia. They wanted him back. They got him back, but he's been indicted on 2 counts. 1 count of conspiracy of unlawful transport of illegal alien for financial gain, maximum imprisonment, 10 years. You got count 2, unlawful transportation of an illegal alien for financial gain. How serious are these charges, real quick?
They're real serious, and we're going to bring back when we're criminally prosecuted.
Then why have it in 10 years and not life?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put him in prison. And when he gets done with his prison sentence, he can be deported right back to his homeland.
Good.
Tom Holman,
okay.
thank
That's
you so
good.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
You got it.
let's okay, we need to go to this other one because this one's gonna be fun. I hope I don't get copyright struck for that because I mean, like, it was in the middle of something else. But I mean, but did you hear what I was playing?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was too fitting. All right. This guy's awesome. For anyone who's not familiar with him, Jericho Green.
Yeah.
I've been watching like 7-8 years. Yeah, he's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Everybody pay attention. This just in. This just came across the wire. Failed governor of California, Gavin Newsom, is a lying piece of shit. I repeat, failed governor of California is a lying piece of shit.
Yes, and yes, he is, and we, yeah, and I fucking love this. I need to be a bit more. I need to be a little bit more animated like this myself. I know I've been a little animated today, but I mean,
you're doing fine.
but I can do better.
And now, back to sports. That's fresh off the wire, people. Breaking news. Gavin Newsom is a fucking liar. Yeah, we know. What now? So, we are all painfully aware of what's going on in Southern California in Smell A. You had ICE executing a raid on a business that was funneling money to a Colombia cartel.
Guess which student has a better chance
Really?
of getting into
That's
an
what
Ivy
this
League
is
school?
about?
First, take a look at Zach. He's valedictorian.
The what?
So
people were waiting for him when they came out. California in Smell A. You had ICE executing a raid on a business that was funneling money to a Colombia cartel.
So so there was a business in Los Angeles funneling money to the cartels.
Wow.
So it was illegal criminal activity, and now you have a bunch of fucking libshits saying that it's racist because they are funneling and trafficking money illegally to another country.
Unbelievable.
And that's what this is about. That's what the ICE. Oh no, we need to. Oh my God. You know what? I don't give a shit if you're fucking educated. If you're this fucking stupid and disingenuous, you know what? You shouldn't have your right to fucking vote. I'm sorry.
People were waiting for him when they came out. Here we go.
So apparently by what Jericho just said is that this ICE raid was the fact that it was an underground gang or underground mafia activity. ICE hears about it, they raid the fucking operation, and now it's racist and it's like anti-Mexican.
Wow.
And deport and he's deporting them. It's like, you see the narrative.
That's unbelievable.
So the Democrats back criminals. They back illegals. It's not just your everyday illegals. This was a fucking cartel gang activity that was going on. They were trafficking, they were smuggling money, American money, to the country. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And you guys are losing your shit over that? That Trump is actually saying they're doing scuzzy shit? Oh my God. We got caught doing scumbag fuckery and somebody's actually doing something about it. He's a fascist.
Wow.
How fucking dumb are you, stupid people?
Do you wonder if they even know what they're actually protesting for? Because the protesters are probably being told one thing while there's this kind of shit going on, and they did not bother to do the research.
No, they just hear dog whistle terms. He's going against Mexicans, which is basically, a half truth. It's like, okay, but yes. Are they Mexicans? Yes. Are they illegals? Yes. Are they illegal citizens? Yes. However,
are they gang members? Yes.
Are they MS-13 however, they did not mention that they were MS-13, which is essentially the Mexican mafia.
Mm-hmm. Cartels.
Yeah.
They're basically the Mexican mafia.
So he's getting rid of the Mexican mafia. He's getting rid of mafia activities, and they're losing their fucking shit over that.
Unbelievable.
You fucking retards.
Either they are just so brainwashed and misinformed, and they don't even know what they're actually fighting for. They think they're fighting against fascism, but they really don't know, or they're really that dumb. You know,
They're that lazy. They're lazy.
Yeah. Wow.
God. So that's what this is about.
Whoa.
Good going, Jericho.
It's on fire. They destroyed the Kobe Bryant mural with his daughter. What was that for? Here's something that I hope somebody can answer for me.
That is hilarious. Actually sad, I would say.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I'm like, what was that about? I mean,
like
that makes no sense whatsoever. That it's like, how does that even fit in to any of this? And they call Republicans stupid. That's what's really amazing about, it's like,
I need to play this. Give me 1 second. I need that. Oh, shut up. But on with what Jericho. Wow. So they were funneling money. So Mexican cartels were funneling money into Mexico
from the Democrats.
I guess, but let's continue.
Okay.
So you have them destroying that mural. You have them setting police cars and the driverless cars on fire. I saw a video of a guy running out of the Jordan flagship store with about 5 or 6 pairs of J's. They're still in Yak. You have people up in Oakland and San Francisco rioting about this shit too. So when they're breaking shit and burning shit, how does that help the immigrant that they're supposed to be out there for? Let me know in the comments. But knowing what's going on in Los Angeles, Gavin, Bang Your Wife Newsom, took to X and said that President Trump hasn't even called him. He said that orange bastard hadn't even left him a voicemail. Gavin, why would you not pick up a phone call from the president while the largest city by far in your state is ablaze? I'm not sure. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to pick up a phone call from the president of the United States. Whatever. But he said that rat bastard hadn't even left a voicemail, no call, no text, no nothing. Just to show how evil he is, just to show how heartless he is, and how much he doesn't care about Californians because they will not bend to the knee of his fascism. He hates you, California. He doesn't care that you're going through it right now. Uh-oh, what's that? President Trump, what do you have to say about this? And don't worry, I will put a link in the description box so you can lay your own ocular stems on this nonsense. But before we get to that, let's handle some business. Are you worried about too much of your private information?
Okay, he's going to plug in
there
something
about you.
I had to wait 15 months to get myself one of these watches.
Bang Your Wife Newsom claim that Trump didn't even call him, but 15% off of that annual subscription.
Okay.
Now, Gavin, bang your wife Newsom, claimed that Trump didn't even call him, but Trump said, whoa, 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 hold up, pump your brakes, hold up. Trump says, I brought a receipt. Oh, shit. Gavin, why wouldn't you think that the most high-profile thing going on right now in this country, you make a comment about the president, you don't think that's going to be on his radar? You think that's not going to pop up on his screen? You idiot. Why do you think you can make a claim like that and Trump's not going to respond? Your state is still smoldering from the Palisades and the LA fires. He was just there a few months ago. And you're going to open your mouth with some bullshit that you know didn't happen, and he's not going to say anything. Gavin, have you met President Trump? Maybe not. Maybe he hasn't.
He's not gonna want to, because it's gonna be a slaughterhouse if he does.
Maybe he doesn't know who he's dealing with. But how do I know who he's dealing with and he doesn't know? But he said we never spoke, not even a voicemail. But Trump showed his phone records, and it shows that they spoke for 16 minutes. Uh-oh, that's not a very sweet 16, is it, Gavin? You slick-haired personal assistant to Satan? Uh-oh, Trump has receipts.
Slick-haired personal assistant to Satan. I love that.
Great. Oh my God. That's awesome.
Oh, black folks, when they're on, they're on. I
know.
love it.
Definitely.
Trump says no. I told him we spoke for 16 minutes, and I told him, get your ass in gear and get those LA riots under control. And I bet that's probably exactly what Trump told him. Get your ass in gear, stop fucking around, and get rid of those riots. Get rid of those criminals. Get rid of those professional paid agitators in your city, in your state.
I'm willing to bet he doesn't, because he knows Newsom is behind that shit. I bet you anything Newsom is using our tax money to fund this, to fund for the fucking destruction of the state that he's supposed to be governing and protecting. I'm willing to bet that he pays for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Karen Bass to pull her face from between whoever's legs she's muff diving on, whoever's carpet she's munching. Pull your face out of that clam and get to work. What are you doing, fool? Why did Daddy Trump have to come in and clean up your room? But Trump says, no, that's bullshit, man. We talked for almost 20 minutes. Remember? Remember when I put you over my knee and gave you a verbal spanking for 16 minutes? You don't recall that? What a dumbass. Like Trump wasn't going to find out about this. He sent the National Guard troops to your city. I think he might be monitoring the situation, Gavin. But there's no room for common sense. There's no room for the right thing. They are fully committed to illegals and allowing them to do whatever, whenever inside of the United States, especially California. Gavin's all for paying for everything. You want to cut your dick off, your tits. You want a house. You want a car. You want a phone. You want your kids in school. You need housing. I got you, dog. Whatever you need. Poppy, California is going to pay for it. Fully committed. They don't care the crimes they're committing, the people they're hurting, the people they're killing, property damage. He don't care about none of that. So much so that he thought it was a good idea to tell a bald-faced lie that Trump can easily debunk in 5 seconds, and he did. Meet me in the comments. Talk to me, Goose. Why do you think Gavin Newsom would do something so stupid and something that can be debunked so quickly? What was the point? Does he even care? And you know, if he doesn't care, it's because their demographic, their base doesn't care. Obviously, the people they're targeting with these fucking lies don't care about the truth because they keep believing them. They keep swallowing these lies whole like a seagull.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of white commies who are in gated communities, they don't give a shit what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Did I
Yeah.
ever tell you guys one time I was at the aquarium?
Oh yeah, when you're in all white neighborhoods and you're in a gated fucking community with rich white folks and you have rich Asians and shit,
Mhm.
you don't know what the real world is. And you will find you'll always fall for the stupid sweet lies, even if they're like half truths.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, he's deporting, he's doing mass deportations, but even I didn't know that this was that it was predominantly a raid because MS-13 was smuggling money, and doing illegal operations in Los Angeles. I actually do want to see if there's an article or a video of that. But yeah, if that's the case, I mean, yeah, get them the hell out.
Yeah.
And I went outside to have some snacks with my son. He's a little toddler. And this little girl took her peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of her sandwich bag and turned her head for a second, and that seagull swooped in and took her whole sandwich. The girl she couldn't believe it. I felt so bad for her. That surprise on her face was quickly replaced with tears, and she was crying to her mother. I was like, little girl, if I could sprout wings and catch that son of a bitch, I would. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.
As I went through my timeline,
The left of old is not the left of today, unfortunately. I mean, Malcolm X would be stunned to see what the Democrats and the left have currently become.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. That was fucking gross. I actually do want to see what so MS. I'm gonna
I admit I was kind of surprised to see the Argentinian flags in the crowd because they have Milei, and I like Milei. I like their current prime minister, and I know he's against the whole communist regime, unless I'm wondering if they're gang members.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's MS-13.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the citizens are actually like him, and he's cleaning up the country. So I don't know what that's about, but that's weird.
Well, let's not forget that MS-13 is not exclusively just Mexico. It's also
people need to realize that too, because it seems like the whole target and the whole attention is on Mexico, but it's not just Mexico. In fact,
it's Central and Latin America. It's
and also
South America too. Argentina, South America.
I think
these people are educated, yet they have no fucking sense of geography.
Yeah.
Oh, continue though.
There's a link to China with this too, that they are also funding a lot of these things, I believe.
Oh yeah.
China. And there was Muslims on the street, like pro-Palestinian, that are protesting against ICE too. You know, the whatever Muslim Brotherhood or, you know, pro-Palestinian people. So it's just like they're all coming together and just creating chaos, you know. So it's not just the Mexicans. I mean, yes, they're there, but it's a lot bigger and broader and
No, but
set
Mexico's the
up.
scapegoat.
And of course,
Mexico,
Antifa and, you know, probably BLM too, if I'm, you know, but definitely Antifa.
yeah. Yeah,
And
no.
Antifa is mostly just a bunch of white libtards, white bougie libtards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I did not know initially that that's what it was about. Because no one really mentioned that that's what was going on. So let me see here. So I guess there was there was just like illegal money smuggling, illegal smuggling from the from MS 13. I need to look I need to look for that, and I think we could cover we can actually cover that on Friday if you want to do that, because I need to look up some articles and see, because if Jericho is correct that it has to do with smuggling the illegal money smuggling of toward to Mexico and other places in the cartel.
Yeah, cartels. Mexico would be such an amazing country if it wasn't for the cartels. It really it would be like heaven on earth there. I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, it really is a lovely country. You know, Tijuana could even be beautiful. And I hope to see that in my lifetime, you know.
Tijuana is actually not that far away from San Diego.
Could be. I didn't say it is, but it could be. But, you know, I mean, even the Mexican president is scared of the cartels. I really think she is. You know, yeah, they're the reason why they're in the state, you know, that Mexico's in the state is in. I mean, there's people that do well there. And but yeah, you have people that are affluent, but then you have people that are like poor, dirt poor too. You know, it's really sad. And it could be such a beautiful place. This could be such an amazing place.
I believe it's socialist, though, is it not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Well, that's why they're running towards here. But then people are saying, "Oh, things would be a lot better if it was if the U.S. was a socialist country." No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
I never bought into maybe I did buy into it with a bit of Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
What he says sounds good, you know. But you know, he's a hypocrite too. You know, he speaks about all these things and not, you know, Wall Street and this and that, but yeah, you know, he don't tell me that he's not bought and paid for. You know, how did he get his millions?
Yeah.
No.
Well, he said the millionaires and the billionaires, we didn't tax them, and then when he
Then we
became
should tax him. Then that includes him.
Yeah, exactly. He's a millionaire right now, but then now he's just saying the billionaires.
Oh,
So
okay.
not the millionaires anymore.
Alrighty.
Whatever you say, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll I think what do you think about today's episode?
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And today was
I think
fun.
we kind of know what follows this, eventually.
Yeah, let's continue on with this come Friday, because this is getting awesome and also hilarious at the same time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, whether it's here live or afterwards. We'll see you we'll see you Friday, and you have a wonderful one.
Thank you. Have
See
a
you next
beautiful
time.
evening. Mwah.